power of God. Amen. Which means your life is transformed in the twinkling of an eye. Come on. You have to have your mind and your heart ready for that. Amen. So let's get into this. Last week we was talking about Jesus, and I'm not the monitor. If you can turn my monitors up just a little on my monitors, just so that I can hear myself a little bit better. So you are in a place where the word is going forth. But Jesus said, when I was teaching, he said, I taught the word, and only 25% of the people received it. Some fell on stony ground, some fell by the wayside. But he talked about the 25% that just that little mess with the outside speakers, just a little bit on my monitors, and I'll be good. If not, I'll work with whatever you give me. All right. He talked about the 25% that heard and then it fell on good ground. And once you know what you need to do for the word to manifest in your life, we no longer begin to harp on the ability of God. We start now understanding our part to play so that God can be God in our life. Somehow we seem to think we're people of faith because we rehearse, we make declarations, we constantly confess things about God that may be true. But just because it's true doesn't mean that God is going to show up in your life. That's right. You've got to know your part. Somebody say he's a covenant-keeping God. He's a covenant-keeping God. A covenant-keeping God says it's not just what I want to do for you. You got to understand your part to play so that I can show up in your life. I don't show up just because I'm God. I show up because you got faith. And you can't keep saying, you know, when I was coming up, they were saying, you know, you got to pray. There's power in prayer. There's power in prayer. Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. That's just like an army keep talking about the abilities of their tank and their planes. Oh, we got a powerful warplane. We got red buttons and ours work. And oh, we got atomic. We got this. Oh, we got machine guns. Oh, yes, we do. The problem is, if nobody knows how to use the equipment, it's useless. A lot of people pray and talk about how good God is, how powerful God is, but you don't know how to get God to work for you. So that becomes the problem. And what happens with most Christians is God seems to never show up in our life. And when God never show up, then we start cutting up. We come when we want. We do what we want. Because God, it ain't like you fulfilling your side of the bargain. I know what you can do. I don't understand why you ain't doing it for me. It's because you've been focusing on the wrong thing. What God can do is not what's in question. It's what can God tell you to do. And listen, no matter how long you take, you won't do it until you're back. So we talked about last week about being good ground. That is, I don't know what's going on with something, but well, listen, can y'all hear me good? Yes, sir. All right, then I'll let you know what I hear. All right, so we talked about good ground. If I know that God said that no matter who the teacher is, because Jesus is the one teaching, it all determined what's going to manifest is determined by the ground. So we talked about the ground. Very quick review. We talked about the ground. And the first thing we said is the farmer, when a farmer goes out and he wants to plant seed, he wants to grow something, the first thing he needs to do is examine the ground to see what the ground has and what the ground don't have. Because depending on the condition of the ground will determine what he needs to do, how he needs to treat the ground so that he can produce the desired harvest. The one thing you got to do if God is ever going to show up in your life, you got to be honest with yourself. Okay, then I'm going to say it again. If you're not honest with yourself, God can't show up. See, as long as you keep keeping friends that you know is poison for your life, poison for your marriage, poison for your future, come on now, poison for your financial destiny, as long as you keep them friends and you're not willing to abstract those things from your good ground, it doesn't matter what words you hear. Come on now. The ground is not ready to grow anything for God. Are you listening? So when I get married, I cut my bachelor friends loose. We can talk. You can even come over and watch the game. But I can't go to Vegas with you for the weekend. Come on. Y'all look like some of y'all had plans. Wrong way you want to go. All right. So we get to the place now that I got to make sure my ground is good. I hear the word, but I got to make sure that the ground is good. If the ground is not good, then I got to work on the conditions of the ground. I don't have to focus on the seed as much. See, this bothers some people because they are so caught up on the word, the word, the word, the word. Well, it don't matter how much word you get if you don't have an honest and good heart.
That's right.
It don't matter how much word you get and you mean as a rattlesnake. It don't matter how much word you get, everybody enjoy your company except the people that live with you. Come on now. Come on. So therefore, when I'm honest with myself, I have to examine myself, see who I am, and then I got to make changes. Amen. You have to go. You have to. I need more friends like you, less friends like you. They said, when we grew up together, I understand, but I'm going somewhere where I can't take you. You understand? Come on. Are you listening to me? And so we start looking at the ground, we start making change. Then we talked about tilling the ground. When you start tilling the ground, you're breaking the ground up and you're removing things that would interfere with the growth of the seed. Rocks and things that don't belong in the ground have to go. You can't be sitting there having trees chopped up and going, no, you can't do all that. You got to move all the dead things out of the way. The only thing I need in my ground are things that's going to help me grow. Your dedication and commitment, the sacrifices you're willing to make will determine on your tomorrow. Come on, come on. Come on now. Come on. See, listen, going to the gym when you feel like it is not enough. Right. It's the commitment and the dedication when you don't feel like it. Come on now. Is what you got to anchor down. So we're talking about tilling the ground, and then we start talking about depending on where you're growing, you might have to put up a fence. Because if you don't have fencing, come on now, you'll have other creatures coming along, messing up your heart. Amen. Are you listening to me? Sir. Listen. Sometimes you got to fence your man. Come on. Hey. Well, put a fence around my man because I see the rest of y'all little hoochies looking too hard. You got to know you understand. Somebody else will look at your heart. Now, people, it's in the nature of people to want what they didn't work for. They did not. Why do you think the welfare folk cussed the mailman out? Where he was at? Why you late today? You didn't work for that. You didn't work for that. You know, you have no right, come on now, to be cussing at the mailman for a check you didn't earn. We have this thing, I don't care if I can get it, I'm going to get it. I don't care nothing about I didn't labor for it. Well, let me tell you, there are other people that will look at your harvest, want what you have, and don't care what it costs you. There's always a thief in the midst. Yes. Some of y'all look like I just talked about your mama or something. And then the last thing we said about the ground is don't let the ground dry. The ground can't get dry. How does the ground stay moist? Jesus said, if any man hunger and thirst, let him come unto me. Let him come unto me. I'll give you living water. Yes. All right? So my connection with God means everything if my seed is going to stay moist. The ground is going to stay moist that the seed can grow. The longer I stay away from God, the less I start to do. Meaning, if I was doing 15 things in the church and then I dropped to 13, I dropped to 8, then my ground is starting to dry up. Come on now. Even though it's convenient for me to cut some things loose right now, my connection is where the moisture is. Yeah. If Jesus said, anybody that's going to start out with me, working for me, and then say, you know what, I'm a little too busy. Jesus said, my soul will have no pleasure in you. That's right. Let me give that up. So now, today, I'm on the truck, and we had to suspend one of the drivers for a few days, and I'm tired. Right now, my day started Thursday morning. Between Thursday morning and now, we're probably working with about 6 hours of broken sleep, meaning as my wife transports me around, I get to get a little sleep. So, but while I'm on the truck, is my prayer time. I'm by myself, and I get to talk to God. So, the Holy Spirit began to give me some things in regards to this faith. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about your faith. All right? We're talking about your faith. Talking about your faith. Honey, you got to remind me. I wrote myself a note in regards to forgiveness. That's something I got to expound on. All right? So I'll deal with that at the end. So we've been talking about faith. One of the things about faith is people working something that don't produce. You can't be so naive. You can't be so stubborn to work something that's not giving you back. Come on now, what the label have said. It said turn the knob to the left, turn the knob to the right, pull the lever, water will flow. You do all the turning, you do all the pulling, and no water flows. We make a lifestyle out of what's not working. You don't get God to move in your life just because you come to church. You don't get God to move in your life because you know a lot of scriptures. Amen. Are you listening to me? Faith comes by hearing, hearing by the word of God. Now, let me tell you a little bit further. This is for the mature. It's not only you learning the word or learning a bunch of scriptures, but your faith, your personal faith, I'm not talking about the character of God. I'm not talking about how we should conduct ourselves as a Christian. But you, your journey, your fight, your faith gonna grow not so much by just hearing the word, but you need to hear God. Right. See, when you hear God, God don't need a scripture. He talks specifically to your situation. Right. You can't talk like that if you want me to live in this house with you. That's right. You can't walk in this house with that type of attitude and you want to talk to me. I will not hang out with you. I'm not one of your little high school buddies. No matter how much wrong you do, I'm still going to be there by just patting you on the back. The devil is a lie. So we had to meet up with some friends of ours, and we had an awesome time. We had, something that was planned weeks ago, and we was talking with a gentleman, and he has a problem telling his friends when they're wrong. You don't have a real friend if they can't tell you when you're wrong. Are you listening to me? So the man was fighting with his wife, and so he would just not go home for 3-4 days at a time. And instead of the gentleman that's supposed to be his friend saying, you can't do that. You gotta go home. Amen. Ain't no fighting that you get to get an exemption. No, you gotta go home. No, what happened was he began to listen to his friend, and his friend tell him all what his wife was doing. He said, yeah, I wouldn't go home neither. Well, you ain't got a friend. Right. Come on now. A friend need to tell you the truth no matter how it hurts. A friend need to tell you the truth. Come on now. Even if you won't be their friend anymore. Amen. You don't need a bunch of cheerleaders in your life. Come on now. I'm going to say a little something. It's going to hurt a little bit, but you've been hurt before. Sometimes the best person that gives us truth and we reject it is the one we married to. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I hear you, but I still ain't moving on it because it didn't come from my homie. It didn't come from my mama. It didn't come from my uncle. No, you need to hear your spouse. Your breath stink. They know. They right there. They smell it. They know it. You need a man. Come on now. You need something right there. And you won't pay it no mind. You get all offended. No, you never have nothing nice to say. Well, what you want me to say? Come on now. Your breath been stinking a long time. I've been tolerating it for a while, but truth done came in now. You understand? See, when you get to the point that you love truth, it doesn't matter where it comes from. Come on now. Come on now. The worst thing the devil can ever make you think is garlic and onion sandwich produce good breath. And then if you got you thinking that, you'll be saying, smells good to me. He said, no, that's not good breath. Right. Sometimes not only do you need truth, you need somebody to renew your mind. Yeah. That's not a friend. I'm telling you, he's not a friend. He's not a friend. I'm telling you he's not a friend. Because a friend would tell you, you should have left that party 3 days ago. Didn't say hours. A friend would have dropped you off before they went to do their thing. That ain't your girlfriend. I'm telling you she ain't your girlfriend because a girlfriend would never do what she's doing. See, the thing is, if we can't get our mind renewed, sometimes truth will be staring us in the face and we'll tell truth, get your lying behind out of my face. So I got to be open for change. I got to be open for God to minister to me. Listen to some of the things that this is what the Holy Spirit gave me. So then, if you can, go to Romans 10 and 14. Romans 10 and 14. We should be using our faith to build our relationship and not to get stuff. True. Somehow the devil crept into the church and got us on this prosperity kick. And we want to buy God. We want to buy the favor of God. We want to buy what all the jewels God has. We can't use faith as a ticket to cash in. Right. Faith got to be more about building your relationship than it is about building your account. True. That's right. Building what's in your driveway, your home. And we said this last week, this is so important. Faith cannot be a third wheel, a spare tire. Faith is not a backup plan. Faith is not a plan B. Right. Faith is your life. Yes. The just shall live by faith. Amen. Are you listening to me? Yes. We talked last week, and we just touched it. When you're born again, you become a spirit being. You're not spiritual. To be spiritual is to live a life like God. Yes. I talk like God. I respond in situations like God would. I respond to people like God would. Come on, I'm about to go a little bit deeper. I forgive people like God would. Yes. Well, let me go a little bit further than that. I forgive people like God forgave me. Right. Come on now. When I said I wouldn't do it no more. Come on now. God, teach me how to be like you. See, we want to never be like Jesus, come on now, until we realize what it costs Jesus, come on now, to be Lord of our life. So we should be using our faith to build a relationship and not to get stuck. Faith is not just hearing the word of God, but faith is also hearing God. That's why God said, I'll give you a pastor after my own heart that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. If you come here 2 Sundays and you don't hear a word directly for you, you've come to the wrong church. Are you listening to me? God needs to talk to you. You need to hear God. That's why I'll get up here and I'll say something, one thing, and it'll be interpreted 10 different ways because God is talking to you. Are you listening? You need to hear God. You got to hear God. Now, how do I hear God? You hear God through God's mouthpiece. Romans 10:14 says, how then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? Simply meaning, if you don't know nothing about God, how are you going to rely on God to be something in your life? You don't have no idea He has it for you. Right. It's almost like having a benefit with us insurance and you never cash in on it. So yeah, I threw that TV away and got me a new one. You said that thing was under warranty. Shut up. Yeah, for 10 years. 10 years? It's almost like paying for towing, then to find out your car insurance, it comes with towing. Come on, that's what happened with people in the church. Some of y'all fighting some stuff you ain't got no business fighting. God's already defeated that. You ain't got to be concerned about that. You ain't got to be worried about that. That's already under your feet. See, the thing is, if God says that it's already defeated and you fighting it, somebody lying. Either you have a misunderstanding on what you should be fighting, because if the devil got you fighting the wrong thing, come on now, how many of you know the battle will never be won? Because you never end the fight. Go to the Olympics. When they're on the track, they take off. You run on the outside of the fence. Beat them all by a good 10 seconds. He said, they said, how'd you do it? You can have some people say, man, you fast. Man, you fast. Well, that's what, you ain't getting no medal. You ain't getting your picture taken. Come on now. Except by them phone. No, you ain't gonna get on sport. You ain't gonna get no commercial. You ain't gonna get on the Wheatie box. It ain't gonna happen. You know why? You wasn't even in the race. You didn't do what needed to be done to be in the race. Some of y'all fighting the devil on some stuff you have no business fighting with. And guess what? According to your faith, some fights are more intense when there shouldn't be a fight at all. That's true. So how then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear? Come on now. Without a preacher. When you meet my girlfriend, we get together, we have a little about your girlfriend. Can't come on now. Stop thinking everybody that know a lot of scriptures can pour into you. The worst thing that can ever happen in your life is for you to allow 15 different beauticians with 15 different ideas for your hair to, come on now, get the work. You've been looking like me. You'll go to bed with them rollers. Come on now. When you wake up, you're going to see the rollers still, the hair still in the rollers, and the rollers are on the pillow. Lord Jesus, what can happen? Come on now. Don't make no sense to be cussing and fussing. Come on now. Because a good beautician, before she go and put anything in your hair, she got to find out what have you already put in here. Lord have mercy. Y'all letting your cousin, your auntie, and your sister just slap stuff on your head. Come on now. Talking about, yeah, this here's the hair growth. Come on now. You see what happened, don't you? I cut my hair. You Banks, come on. He let somebody put some cream on his head. You understand? All right? You listen to me. So everybody can't pour into me. I can't be going to all these little house Bible studies. Let me tell you something. I remember it was an individual that was I don't know if they were rotating, going around from house to house. So I asked the question, I said, well, who is called in the group? But who pastor have anointed one of them to be an elder? Not a minister and elder, there is a difference. Who's it? They said, well, I don't know. But wait a minute. How you going to go get marriage counseling and nobody never been married? Right. I understand how y'all be sitting up here letting these celebrities tell y'all about y'all relationships. Y'all be liking them, loving them, reposting them. Come on now. Yes, you do. I saw you. Oh, they be telling you a bunch of stuff that sound good, but it ain't for you. You you get a guy come on there talking about, I'm going to tell you men how to love women. You ain't got one. No, always, come on. Having a little side chick all over the world don't make you authority over how to treat a woman. Until you go home to the same woman, come on, for a number of years and keep the joy. Then you talk to me. Y'all sitting up there letting a bald head Phil tell y'all what to do with your kid. We ain't got a child nowhere in the world. He don't even like children, obviously. No, I'm talking about, would you let somebody tell you how to treat your dog and they ain't have one? I said, well, your dog. Oh, no, don't do dogs. Yeah, y'all sit there and let Oprah tell y'all, listen to Phil. And then you record Phil. And Phil giving counseling. And come on now, you need to wake up. Everybody can't feed you. They said, well, you know, you can't knock the truth, honey. What they saying is true. Listen, if all it took was truth for people to do right, none of y'all would mess up.
That's true. That's true. Right. That's so true.
You ain't got no business messing around with no other women once you get married. That's true. But some of y'all ain't gonna delete that from you. And how shall they hear without a preacher? 15. Now check this out. Check this out. Not just knowing scripture, not just having a big old Bible. You know what I mean? You think it's some tools on that card. That's a Bible. They come up in like they won't help. Y'all like a baby carrier. Boom, boom, pulling it up the steps for Bible study. Not just knowing scripture, not just went to Bible college, not just the ability to get people together. And how shall they preach except I sent them? But you know, you're not in the scriptures, they know what. God said, I don't care about no scriptures. Memorization don't make me manifest in people's lives.
That's true. No, it doesn't.
Are you listening to me? Ain't nobody want no personal coach that's coming through the door sideways. Puffing and puffing. Come on now. He said, I'm going to help you out. Now what you want to work on? I want to work on a new trainer. Come on now. I need somebody that have worked the process.
Right. And the results.
Come on now. And you sit there and say, oh, I see you walking around with weights on you around. He said, no, that's my lunch. My lunch. Come on now. Right. So you got to get to the place. I can't let everybody pour into me. I got to make sure God sent me somebody to correct me and get me right. That's right. So then, listen to me. So as I get this word becomes personal. This word navigates me. See, you can't try to get God to show up on the mountaintop, but you won't allow God to show up in the closet. Who you are at home surpasses who you are on your job. Everybody on your job think you're an angel. But everybody that live with you call you a no good for nothing, troublemaker. Come on now. They hate to see your car pull up. You walk in, they walk out. Hello, hi everybody, I'm home. Oh, we know. We got a tracking device on your car. We know when you headed this way. When the people on the job think you all that, but the people in your home don't, you need to fix some stuff. Right. Stop living for people that really don't matter. Right. We get all that. Some of y'all look like you're upset. We already talked about being a spirit being is just being born again. But being spiritual means to be like God, to talk like God, to respond like God. It requires you to know what God wants from you, and then for you to make a conscious decision, I'm going to do that. This is what I'm talking about with forgiveness, because somebody reached out to me and asked me to expound on it. Well, we had our marriage fellowship on Friday, and we made a statement about forgiveness. And forgiveness can't be an emotion. If you're going to forgive through your emotions, it ain't going to last long. You got to make a conscious decision. You messed up. You understand? But I'm going to forgive you. So therefore, a week from now, I may not feel like forgiving you, but I've already made a decision. I've forgiven you. And I got to walk out that decision, come on now, in spite of how I feel. Are you listening to me? If you're not willing to walk forgiveness out, if you're not willing to live it out, you'll never have the benefits of forgiveness. Come on now. Forgiveness in a relationship allows a relationship to grow. To say I forgive you, but I will not treat you like I've forgiven you, will hinder the relationship from flourishing. So I can't rely on my emotion. When I say I forgive, I got to make intellectual decisions to say, this is how I'm supposed to respond as a forgiving wife, as a forgiving husband.
Right, right.
If I respond any other way, I'm a liar.
Right. Amen. Amen.
Woo.
That's true.
So once you define how a person that has forgiven should conduct himself, now you need to fall in line with yourself.
Right, right. That's right.
Where were you? That's, oh. My wife had this, no, I'm sure it's only my wife. She has this thing. She don't understand it's not what you say, but how you say it. How you say it surpass what you say. And it's mighty funny when she say it initially, it comes out one way. But when she repeat it, it comes out a different way. You don't never listen to nothing I said. What is wrong with you? All I said was, when I get a situation, you ignore it. That's not what you said. And that's not how you said it. So you listen to me. You got to get to the place now that I'm going to allow God to work on me. I cannot expect God to show up in this area of my life, but I'm ignoring him in that area of my life. Come on now. Come on. If you can't forgive people that have wronged you, your heavenly Father can't forgive you. How can I expect to receive from God and I'm walking in unforgiveness? I want God in my home, in my marriage, in the upbringing of my children, but I've got something on my heart against somebody. Oh, my Lord. Especially if it's a somebody in the house. Amen. So I cannot have God to be a bellhop in certain areas of my life. God, Jesus, you're not Lord of my life. You're Lord where I tell you. Where I point you go. Look, you see that money problem? Go. You see they don't like me? Kill them. You see I need a job? Get me hired. You see that promote? Give it to me. And then he said, well, I wanted to have a little discussion with you about how you talk to your spouse. Nobody asked you. You did not see that finger go this way, did you? I've been sending you everywhere I needed you. Now, see, this is the problem. When you grow in God, he can't grow you unless he deals with you. He can't grow you unless he shows you. And if you don't accept the truth about you, you can forget about coming to church and falling out and all this other stuff and hollering and screaming, knocking people over. So I got to get to the place that I'm acting just like God. Here's something else. Go to Matthew 17 and 15. Jesus sent his disciples out and asked them to accomplish something for him. Sent them out. So you're going to lay hands, you're going to do all this other stuff. Now keep in mind, Jesus never questioned their faith until they couldn't do what God called them to do. There was a man whose son was sick. I'm going to read a little bit of it. His son was sick, and he took him to the disciples, and the disciples couldn't heal him. Yeah. Well, then man came to Jesus and I took the disciples, they couldn't do nothing with my son, and then Jesus, did what they had to do, blah, blah, blah. But before he did that, he told his disciples, you got little faith. Where is your faith? Oh, you faithless generation. Like, so keep in mind, when God gives you an assignment, he's expecting you to get it done. Let's read this Bible right quick. In Matthew 17:15, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oftentimes he falleth into the fire. And now stay right here for a second because I want to show you parents something. I showed you this once before, but you got to see this. And often into the water. This is a spirit on the child of self-destruction. Right. A child that won't hear. A child that think they know everything. Come on now. And you're trying to fix the problem perhaps the way your mama fixed you. You beat them, you punish them. Come on now. And yet there is no change. You need to understand there are certain issues that come up in your home. You got to deal with them spiritually. Come on now. Over your natural understanding. Taking the phone ain't going to change their heart. That's right. Taking their phone, all that do is make them think of a way how not to get caught next time. Right. I know you think you got an angel, but I dare you to double back. Come on, go into 16. And I brought him to the disciples, and they could not cure him. Go ahead. 17. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation. Faithless and pervert. Meaning you got something in this that ain't got nothing to do with, come on now, what really works. Look, you know, you haven't been in them churches where they say you want something from God? Dance. I mean, it's good. You know, the praise, you know, the Shabbat and all that. That's good. Now, I'm listening. I don't know about all ethnicities. I know about the black church. The black church, we gonna move. Boy, we gonna dance. Yes, sir. All we gonna go. The drums gonna beat. We gonna dance. We gonna sweat. Come on now. And after service, we gonna talk about what a mighty move of God. Everybody's still broke. Everybody's still sick. But we still gonna say God moved. Well, listen to me. When you start bringing things into the equation, come on now, you start thinking this is what's gonna make it work. Right. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
We think prayer work based off the value of the prayer. We think prayer work based off the emotions connect to it. Now you can't get emotional with your prayer because you're talking to God. Right. You really have a real relationship with God. But when you start thinking all this hen and on and hacking and come on now, then you get some deacons, they don't get a chance to preach. But if they get a chance to pray, it's the same thing. You give me that mic if you want to. You won't. I'll give you some prayer, Pastor. So I got to make sure, God, I'm living how God will be live. How long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Jesus now called them faithless because they could not do what he wanted them to do. Go to this other scripture, Mark 11 and 12. When God called you to do something, he's looking for you to not only do it, but to do it on his level. Yes. To do it in a way that brings him glory. You're a mother, but you're not just a providing mother. You're a mother that's going to bring and produce success, not just in your children, but in your grandchildren.
That's right.
Are you listening? You're not going to just be a father and pay bills. You're not just going to be a husband and pay bills. Come on. You're going to be a coach. Yes. Whatever you want to be, come on now. I'm going to coach you till you get there. Men, we're the head of our homes. Being the head of our homes don't mean we're dictators. Meaning we're the first one to participate in the characteristic of God in every situation. Amen. This is the time my flesh wants to scream and blow a gasket, but I know this ain't like God. So there, come on now. I'm going to stay quiet and just let God work on me right now. I got to be more patient. I got to be more tolerant. And if you have a wife that don't see it like you see it, then my question is, when are you going to learn how to teach? And when are you going to have patience? And when are you going to have tolerance to deal with a wife that don't see it like you see it? Are you going to be frustrated and aggravated all the days of your life until she come up to be what she's not? Come on now, just to please you. Why couldn't you see what I was saying? Because she don't see like you see. Come on now. You are the one on the mountaintop foreseeing where the family is going. You're the one on the mountaintop telling me we need to retreat right now. It's not a good time to move forward on this new car. It's not a good time to buy a house right now. It's not a good time to move right now. You're the one that's navigating this army. That's why you need to learn how to deal with someone that may not see like you see. That's right. Yes. We want to be the head. But at the same time, come on now, we want God to give us a wife that can do everything we do. Well, if you look, listen to me. I'm not talking about, don't get crazy. You know, women can do it too and all this other stuff. The moment you start thinking you don't want or need a man, you need to know the devil has gotten into you. It has nothing to do with money. Poor people always think it's all about money. Come on now. I don't care how much money my wife ever made, she gonna need me. I make sure I'm in her life that she gonna need me. Are you listening to me? If I fall dead today, you better believe I'm gonna be missed. That's how you can try to replace me if you want to. I'm telling you right now, she gonna give them jokers a list. She gonna say, this is just half the things I need. They're gonna be like, right. I just turned gay. So we're gonna move on. Yeah, she gonna need me. She gonna need me. She gonna need me. Come on now. She gonna need me. Nobody's gonna be as attentive to you as I am. Yes. I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna see when you've been working too much. Either I'm gonna cook or we going out. Yeah, I got an eye on you, girl. I got an eye on you. Come on now. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? As sexy as LeBron is, he ain't as sexy as you. Come on now. I'll cut this TV off. I knew I wasn't going to get no amen today. I knew that. You done went too far, Reverend. You done went too far. Come on now. And devil give you a team and you act like the whole world stopped. because of your team. Come on now. Well, let me get on. Let me get on. And on this, this is Mark 11:12. And on the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. Now look at this. Come on. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if haply he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves. I'm going to explain this. For the time of figs were not yet. Come on, go ahead, please, the 14, if you will. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it. See, here's the thing. You so quick to put that robe on. You so quick to put a collar on. Come on now. You so quick to be a minister or an elder. But Jesus said, when I walk up on you, you better act like you know. Right. See, you can't actually, you can't want this great dynamic man to come into your life. Come on now. And your mouth is out of control. That's true. Reckless mouth women don't deserve good men. I knew that. Well, that's a punch in the stomach. You ain't know what's coming. Come on now. You can't tear down your man. Come on now. You know, I told y'all this before. There was a study I was reading on men cheating. And they said the number one cause, you won't hear this, but you listen, if you do enough research, you know, listen, if you just pay attention, you know it's true. The number one reason for a husband to go cheat is a wife that tears him down. Her mouth. Because men are made in the image of God. We're not made to be torn down. Come on now. And every time you telling them how stupid and you're an idiot and you can't do nothing and I'm saying, come on, or you just your tone is so belittling. Guess what happens? You better rest assured. Come on now. The devil got somebody to say, you know what? That's right. You work so hard. I be seeing you go to work in the snow, in the rain. Yes, right. Lord have mercy. And you don't see nothing. All you see, come on now, is you didn't take the garbage out. And you don't do this and you don't do that. I don't know how much more I can take. Baby, you ain't going to take it much longer. Come on now. But the neighbor, come on, got her binoculars on. Look like it's trouble in the camp. Yeah. Come on now. Because you know, come on now. Some of y'all ain't no Hillary Clinton. Y'all ain't got Hillary Clinton. Y'all can't keep nothing cool. You say, yeah, he was just over there in the room for him and the money issue. For the betterment of the nation. Y'all ain't got it. Y'all ain't got that. You find out she looked at your husband for more than 3 seconds. Not only am I throwing her out, I'm throwing out all of the security. I want the whole new CIA up in there. You ain't listen, y'all just go walk. Neighbors see your body language.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They watch.
Child, she's sitting over there with them little 2 little snotty little kids want some help.
Yeah, that's true.
She looking. Oh my God, I don't know what the problem. It can't be that bad. Next thing you know, she wait for you gone. So she ain't gonna send them while you there. But you got to go somewhere at some time. Child, she gonna be saying, hey, how you doing, neighbor? How you doing? You know, I got this leak over here. Lord have mercy. Now he done become a certified plumber. He can't fix nothing. He don't know the difference between a hammer and a screwdriver. But he over there talking about, I think I can fix it. And she walk around with them Daisy Dukes. So come on now. You can't tear your man down and think that the devil ain't got somebody ready to snatch him right on up. See, when I was coming up, they used to say half a loaf is better than no loaf at all. Come on now. You better know how good what you really got. Amen. Sometimes you look at what other people got and you think you want to have it too. But you really don't qualify. Somebody need to tell you the truth. That's right. You don't qualify for that kind of man. Just stay where you at. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Oh, I can't get no man like that because you're lazy. Every time you go in the kitchen, you're huffing and puffing and cussing and you hungry again? That was 2 days ago. And then you go onto the yard sale looking for a pot the size of this podium because you want to cook once a month. Hey baby, what's for dinner? Same thing. As long as there's still more left.
Yes.
Come on now. Now he out scraping and then the dog hole and everything. So Jesus now walks up on the fig tree, see the leaves, come on now, but he don't see no figs.
Right.
If he walks up on you and he said, I see you are a husband, but I don't see you have a heart, come on now, as a husband. I see you are a father, but you don't have the heart of a father. I see you are a mother, come on now. But instead of you being a mother, you still somewhere trying to please your flesh. You trying to make sure you all right. You want to know how good a mother is, just look at the cherry, that's all.
That's true. That's true.
Y'all like this, some of y'all going to check you out. Come on, you come out looking like some model, come on now. Off some magazine, the eyes ain't yours, the lashes ain't yours, nothing on you, Lord, ain't your hair, ain't nothing. All that you got, and you get to the place now that you talking about something, you know, child, I got to get me some new outfit for this party. Now your child looks something ridiculous. Your child looks just messed up, busted, tore up from the floor up. You can come on now. God looks at you and say, if you're gonna be a mother, I need you now to put yourself on the back burner. You know some parenting things to you is common sense, but to some of these, come on now. Usually when you find a grandmother that's 30 years old, sometimes some qualities get left behind.
Right.
You ain't got no money to party with.
Right.
Why? Because Junior needs stickers.
Right.
But I told us that you knew that daddy was no good when you met.
That's right.
Now Junior ain't gonna suffer, come on now, because of your bad decision.
Right.
See, when God gives you stewardship, you think those are your children, but they're really God's children. You just got stewardship over them. So God said, when I walk up on you, I want to make sure you're producing what I called you to produce. If you're not able to produce, you better come talk to me. Before I walk up on you and say, hey, I'm looking for you to walk in happiness. I'm looking for you to walk in peace. You need to come talk to me. Prayer is not a moaning, groaning time.
Right.
Prayer is a time for you really to be honest with God about you. Most time when we're in a relationship and problems come, we spend more time telling God to fix them because we don't see nothing wrong with us. But if I spend more time with God, telling God, God, you need to help me because I don't have the fix. I don't have the fix. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's wrong. See, the moment you become honest with God, now I'm going to say this. I know it get quiet when I talk like this, but it is what it is. Because my past would always come and try to haunt me. And because I had an out-of-control flesh in my past, every once in a while, the devil would try to get me to walk down that same boulevard. And start making you feel the excitement and the joy that comes along with going down that boulevard. And guess what you have to do? You have to make a conscious decision to say, that's not me. I can't do it. Listen, not only am I going to be sitting there shaking like I'm having a nicotine fit. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't going to sit there. I'm going to talk to God. I'm saying, God, the devil is trying to get me to do something. Come on now. I really, see, most men are okay not chasing women, but what you going to do when they chase you?
That's right.
Some of y'all had that problem. Come on, just relax. I can get some of y'all now. That will be happening to me all the time. You're lying. Nobody interested in me. Nobody. My mama would say, ain't nobody stunting in me. Come on now. Ain't nobody want you in your line. You the one up there hot saying hello. All you're supposed to go to Walmart to do is get some potatoes, some mayonnaise, and some salad dressing. You saying hi to everybody. Come on now. Hey, how you doing? All right now. Ain't nothing, you don't need nothing down that aisle, but you got it. Come on now. Come on. Sooner or later, you're going to have to go talk to God. Say, God, I need to stop looking at these women behind. God, I need to stop looking at these women. My boo is in this room over here. Well, come on now. Come on. God, you got to see you. And you can't be having no pictures up on your phone and well, Jesus. You got pictures up that don't look nothing like your wife. I'm gonna talk to this chair over here. Yes, sir. Now your wife is a size 16. But you got pictures on your phone, this little no good for nothing, snotty size 2 and 4 and 6. Come on, it don't mean nothing. Sure it means something, God dog, because it don't look like me. Take my picture and put it on the phone. Y'all ain't really download. Come on. You want to download something, you better download me. That's your excitement for the day.
Right.
Well, I figured I'm going to leave with the same amount of friends I started with. That's for sure. Be careful how the devil will lure you. See, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Because some of the men roll their eyes. Men don't usually roll their eyes. When a man rolls his eye, he upset you. As long as you are nicer to women you find attractive than women you find unattractive, there's adultery still in your heart.
That's true.
Come on. If you're not honest with yourself and say, God, listen, if I'm going to be a nice gentleman, I need to be a nice gentleman to everybody. How am I going to hold the door for this one and slam the door in her? The woman ain't got her car yet. You still at the door. Don't rush, baby. Oh, don't you rush. I'm going to wait right here.
Yes.
She is always at the other end of the parking lot. But you don't spot her. Come on now. Now you done spot her and you still at the door, just holding it. Just holding, smiling, like a little chest cat. But when somebody come along you don't find as attractive, slam.
Yes.
You don't hold the door. You don't say how you doing. You got to talk to God about that stuff. The realness in your heart got to come out. God ain't no fool. So therefore, God looks for you to get to a place that you can talk to Him about serious issues that's messing up your tomorrow, messing up your imagination on what He want to do in your life. The devil don't have a better plan than God. You don't need a different woman, come on now, to have joy and excitement. That's a trick of the devil. He told you that. So I got to get to the place that I'm going to have real prayer with God. I'm going to be able to talk to God about my issues. When you want to build your faith, don't spend so much time trying to quote a lot of scriptures. Spend more time trying to hear God. Come on now. Hear God. And then start praying that you can submit. See, it's one thing to receive the instructions, but you don't have the willpower to carry it out. God said, if you want peace in your home life, learn how to shut up. You can't keep having the last word. Come on now. You heard the instructions. But you got to open that mouth. Got to tell you, I got to say something. If I don't say something, how is He going to understand? Let me help you out, God. So you got to get to the place that when God gives me instructions, I have what it takes to walk it out. Amen. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you want something or how much you like something. It's about what needs to be done so I can produce the desired results. Submission to the word God gives you is what takes you to a better place in Him. Submission. God, speak to my heart. God, tell me what you want me to do. How do you want me to live? How should I be talking to my wife? How should I be? You know, when Friday night we got that thing on my eye answering the phone. You understand? And we met up with Will yesterday. He said, yeah, brother man, I think I'm going to change how I answer the phone. I think you should. That hello. Your wife don't want you hollering hello. Come on now. She wants you to call her name. Hey baby, how you doing? How's your day? Don't do hello. What do you mean hello? There's nothing worse than your wife feel like I'm extending my olive branch of love and you're going to tell me I'm frustrating you in your tongue. You answer that phone and you don't say nothing right away, like you just talking to somebody else by a good 30 seconds. Hello, yeah, put that over here. But you in the room by yourself. You know you're lying. Yeah. What's up? No. Ain't no what's up. Amen. Hey baby, how you doing? Yes. I'm busy right now. Do you need me? Is it important? Because how you say ain't gonna make all the difference. Yes, it ain't gonna keep. It ain't gonna keep. He said, but she called all day. And you don't answer all day. But that's what's required. Come on now. Never try to suppress love that's extended with stubbornness. Mutedness, arrogance. Come on now. See, the problem is you start taking love for granted when you stop not appreciating love that's extended.
That's
Come on. How was your day? Come on. It's the same day every day. Come on. Oh, okay. See, here's the thing. Love comes from God. And when God gives you a gift, to reject the gift is to reject the giver of the gift.
That's right. That's right. Amen.
You don't know what it means to have somebody that care for you. Then you walk around talking about nobody appreciate me. Nobody appreciate. You don't want to talk to nobody. How we gonna appreciate you when I call you? You busy all the time. Well, I figured I better go. I don't know what I got done today. So listen to me. The devil will try to make you busy doing things, but the busyness doesn't produce manifestation. I got to get busy doing what God tell me to do, not what my girlfriends tell me. See, let me tell you something. You know, and the people get sensitive when I talk about this. Y'all even said it before. Marching for cancer ain't gonna kill cancer. Now I know some of y'all say we got to march. Where we go now? How long you been marching?
Right.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Raising money ain't the answer. You know that by now.
True.
No, I ain't making progress. What was the progress? They said they closed. They did, huh? No, because listen to me. Here's what. Now this is just my opinion, so you ain't got to get all crazy. If you really wanted to whoop cancer, it seems like you should be giving out information about a better diet.
Right.
Winning pig ain't gonna change cancer. Now y'all getting all sensitive anymore. My mama died and your auntie gonna die too, and you gonna die, your cousin gonna die. Come on now. Why ain't nobody talking about these are the things you shouldn't eat? Come on now. If cancer's running in your family, this is what you should not eat. You don't need a pink shirt. You need information. Come on now. You need to exercise a little bit more, and this is the benefits of it. Somebody need to be passing out information. Somebody need to be out talking about this is what you need to be doing. Because you're walking up, blocking up traffic, and come on. Now y'all gonna tell me he ain't sensitive. No, you're right, I ain't sensitive, because I want benefits. I want results. You eat everything that moves. You're gonna talk about something I can't believe I'm not feeling myself. I believe it.
Yes.
I believe every bit of it. So your diet got to change.
Yes.
Do you know that most people don't understand the best time to fight cancer is before it show up.
Right.
But everybody wait till cancer winning, then they want to go get in shape. Yep, it's on all your organs and it's spreading to your brain. Now I'm gonna eat me some salad today. No, you should have ate salad. See, my thing is find what works and work it. Stop being busy doing what don't work. He said, well, you know, I pay the bills and I come home. It ain't working. So what else you gonna do? I'll pay the bills and I'm gonna come home. Listen to me. You want certain things in your home, but you're stubborn and won't change what you're doing. Somehow, somebody told you just wishing upon a star is going to produce something in your home you're not willing to work to accomplish. So then, what do I need to do to try to get the desired result? You need to just walk through the mall with me and just, come on now, come on. If you've been married for more than 5 seconds, you need to know. You're going to have to endure some stuff you just don't want to do. You don't have to touch and look at everything. You know, I'm trying to help my wife. She don't want to be at it. This is a mental curse. You first see, what color are you looking for? Because you went from blue, white, red, yellow, what color? Do you have a color in mind? Because I can save us some time in this here mall. There's a lot of stoves. We just can't be walking around touching everything, holding it up. What you looking for? Are you looking for pants? Are you looking for a shirt? We need to stick into the areas. Come on now. That's going to produce results. She don't want that. And don't be in a shoe store. Oh, Lord. Don't be in a shoe store. Now you standing there holding a pocketbook. And all the gay guys looking at you. You better stay close. They'll snatch you up. And so I'm getting bold now with my approach, right? So I walked up to her and I said, she worked at the post office and I had to deliver there. I said, that's all, you a Christian? She said, no. You know, I could tell she was totally disgusted with it. And so we was chatting, and she said, and I'm gay. I said, oh, we got something in common. She said, well, you gay too? I said, oh, no. Not gay, you understand? Don't like women, you understand? Listen, let me tell you something. You get to the place that when God is doing something in your life, come on now, you want to be able to just work on me. What do I do? If I'm going to win souls, God, work on me. If I'm going to make somebody else's life better,
Work on me.
you can't condemn folk and think you're going to make their life better. My daughter, Brandy, she's so smart. She really is. She really is. And she can hurt your feelings. She really could. Ask Alex. Alex don't allow but so many insults for one day. I never forget, there were little kids, and Brandy kept pulling out and said, come on, Alex, come on, Alex. At that time, Alex was a little baby and she was a biter. And she kept grabbing Alex's arm. So Alex put her arm out as a little baby, put her arm out like this. She said, grab me again. Brandy can be so right, but she insults you before she corrects you. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. No matter what you say after that. Nobody hears nothing of it. God needs to be able to come and teach you how to teach.
That's right.
How could you be so smart and yet be so reckless with what you know? I'm going to say this and then we're going to be done, because I've lost all my friends. If God is going to show up in your life, the only way he's going to show up is that you love him. Whatever he tells you to do, you're willing to do it. Don't ever get to the place that you allow the enemy to make you so stubborn in your ways that you won't allow God to show up in your life. Your marriage, your relationship with your children, all of that. Don't settle for mediocre.
Right.
Yes.
Every home that's filled with joy has a meeting place. Kitchen, living room. We got a place that we just hang out. In my home, you never know where the hangout spot. 90% of the time it's in the kitchen. But we've sat on the stairwell and talked. I'm talking 20, 30 minutes, just talk. Well, see, let me tell you something. Don't you settle for mediocre. My child is respectful. Respectful is not where we go. We want joy in our home. Now, hear God on what you need to do to produce joy. Hear God. Hear God on what you need to do to have the marriage you want. Hear God. Because I don't want us out trying to change the world and we can't change our house.
Amen.
Men, we're going to walk in our homes and we're going to rule. I didn't say we're going to dictate. We ain't going to be little. Everybody going to be great. When my son is doing something, I go do research. I do research. Anything my kids are involved in, I do research. Why? My job is to make your life better.
Right.
My job is to make your life better. When my girls are going to do something or whatever they're doing or what they want to bat and all this other stuff, I'm going to help you the best I can.
Amen.
I'm going to be the one that you always can rely on. Going to have to get sick. Child, I'll Google everything that it is. Y'all just get to be popping pills. Wait a minute, don't be popping no pills.
Amen.
I found out the reason I'm bald-headed is because of some high blood pressure medicine I was taking. It caused your hair to fall out. Now, here's the thing. So my son went to the doctor, and they said his pressure was high, and we're going to put him on some medicine. I told the doctor, you ain't put my son on no medicine.
Amen.
You ain't put my son on medicine. Child, let me tell you something. You thought I researched high blood pressure to get it off me. Now watch what I do. You're going to go in that house, you're going to see who can I help make their life better. That's what you're going to do. I want God to get into your home, get into your hearts, get into your life. I want God to cause everything to be great. Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the people that have come to this place to receive from you. You're the true and living God. There's no other God like you in none of the earth. I pray, God, that you would have your way in this place, that this word has fallen on good ground and it will bring forth fruit in this season. That the people in this place today, they came for you. They came to hear from you. They will not leave the way that they came. Their homes will be impacted. Their marriages will flourish. The relationship with their children will be even the more greater and richer, that will produce your glory. God, have your way in us. We'll give you the praise and the glory. In Jesus' name, very quickly, let me just make this